Hello party people! Hello! It's Randy for Thunderhorse Descendant. I'm here today, you guys. I'm super excited. I've got something fun to show you. FYI, if you are new here, welcome to the channel. Please make sure to do a like and subscribe to our channel so you can find us on the internet. Again. But also, if you hear things going on in the background, we are a working studio. We are packing and shipping and making orders for Thunderhorse Descendant Bead Company and Thunderhorse Descendant Jewelry. So what you're hearing in the background right now are fantastic, amazing, spectacular, wonderful rock star of an assistant Shannon is making this. Yeah. These are our little packages for the deer antler. The deer antler little packs. So this is what we're going to be working with today. So she's making this little paper part right now. Super cute. So we're going to get down on the mat and we are going to talk about these. But these are the deer antler and the deer leather lace little projects that we had talked about on Morning Coffee a few days ago. So we're actually going to make this project. So let's flip down to the mat, get this party started. Alright guys, here we are down on the mat. These are some of our new little packages that Shannon is working on putting together right now. Aren't they cute? So we got our little logo on there, and then it's got our website on the back. Super cute. So we have talked about these a few times on Morning Coffee, and we're going to discuss the design. So if you've been following along with us on Morning Coffee, we made this design a few days ago, and basically this is going to utilize these embellishments. I'm kind of calling this the embellishments pack. It's going to be your deer antler embellishment pack to make this necklace. The reason for that is because this is not a kit in the fact that you do not receive the beads that we are going to use for this. But we just put up a whole bunch of 8mm strands on the website. So there's these ones which I'm going to use today, which are available on www.thunderhorse-descendant.com. Also in the Etsy shop, Thunder Horses. These are genuine sodalite. They're $12 a strand, and they are 8mm rounds. These are the ones that I'm going to be using for the project today, but also online we have posted some of the butterscotch tiger's eye, some of the carnelian. There's some, I don't know if there's any of the mermaid tiger's eye left. I don't think so. But we have lots of the sodalite and some other 8mm rounds up there. So you can take your pick. So that's why we're calling this like the embellishments pack. So you're going to have to pick your own strand of beads and then do this with the embellishments pack. Now, we're just going to bust into this. If you did not want to purchase separately the bead strand, you could just go ahead and put this together as a leather necklace. It does have a few wide hole beads in here, and you absolutely could do that. But let's talk about what you're getting in this pack. Okay, so in the embellishments pack, you are going to get a genuine deer antler that is drilled, has a large hole on it, can fit onto the leather. Now these being a very natural piece that we're going to work with, and a natural element, these are all going to be different sizes. Some are going to be larger, some are going to be smaller. We even have a few that are carved and have designs on the horn. Those ones we are going to post separately, and they're going to be an additional $1. But for the most part, this one that I have right here is pretty big. Let me see how big this one is. about 4 inches. So they're going to range in size. I would say this is one of the more larger ones, but this one is 4 inches. Also included in the embellishments pack is you're going to be your genuine deerskin leather lace. Okay, so this is genuine deerskin leather. It is of pretty good quality. It is the white. Okay, and you're going to get about 4 feet of this. Also included is going to be, oh, waiting for my camera to focus, is going to be these beads here. Now these are not pony beads, they are glass drum beads, and they do fit onto the leather. We have tried them all onto the leather lace. They all fit in every single pack. Some have different colors, but for the most part, a lot of them have these colors. Okay, so they are glass. Can hear that. You're going to get a few of these with your pack. Now you can use these as design elements if you want to, or you can use one of these as your leather slider bead, and we're going to talk more about that when we get into the design portion. I have also included this silver bead as a slider, and the reason for this, again, on the design that I made, I want to do a lark's head knot and 4 pieces of leather. These beads are only gonna be able to handle about 2 pieces of leather, so that is your design option. If you're gonna have 2 pieces of leather going through your sliding bead, you're gonna want to, you could use this one. If you want to have 4, you're gonna want to use this one. Okay, so options, we love it. And we have 2 large jump rings. So this is to attach our beadwork to our leather, right? With the, in my case, that I'm going to do this design, a lark's head knot. So let me see. These are pretty big. So these are about a ½ inch. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. This is what comes in what we are calling the embellishments pack. Okay, so this is what you're gonna get in the pack. Like I said, if you want to just take this, put these on there, put this on as your pendant, and use one of these as your slider knot and tie a knot in it and have yourself a wonderful day, you absolutely can do that. Or I am going to add in these blue sodalite beads. And I'm just going to jump right into the design. And we're going to just get moving. So I'm going to get all these things prepped. I'm going to get these off the strand and get ready to go. I'll be right back when I'm ready. Alrighty friends, here we go. So what I've done is I have split my sodalite strand into 2 piles. Now I have saved out 10 beads just in case I want to make a matching bracelet or some earrings or something. I didn't think I really needed to use all of the beads, but if you want to use all of them from the strand, you absolutely can do that. What I've got here is I have some soft flex beading wire in heavy, and I am going to be using crimps. I don't know if these are size 2 crimps, but they have a hole of about 1.3, I think it is. So the crimps that I'm going to use for the soft flex heavy beading wire. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get out a piece of this, and I'm betting this is probably about, I'm going to guess it's about 2 feet. But I'll measure it since we're doing this. We're already this far in, I might as well measure it, I guess, right? 21 inches long. 21 inches. I'm going to put on my crimp tube, and I'm just going to crimp right on to this large jump ring, bring it back around, and get my crimper. This is the new crimper. I don't know if you guys were watching one of my Facebook lives where I just busted my own crimper, just busted it right in half, like this part. So to get a new one. So let's see if it works. It looks to be working. Pull test is good. Alright, so this is super easy, you guys. All we're going to do is we are going to thread on, starting with the sodalite. So I have these split up so I know that I can use all of these sodalite. I'm just going to string them on. No problem. Trying not to get out of focus there. And then here's what I was going to mention is if you wanted to use some of these beads as a design element, you absolutely could. Like if I wanted to use one of these blue ones to put in here, I could do that and add it in. If I was using a different color, I might use a different color bead. They are glass beads, so you could add them in as a design element if you want to, or you could just simply use them on something different altogether. But I think for this I will go ahead and use them because I got them. Why not? I'm just going to use the blue and the white, I think. Alright, so this is one side of my necklace. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my deer horn. Now you could do a lot of things here. If you wanted to cap it, you could. You could run little beads on the inside so that it doesn't hang so weird. Whatever you want to do. I'm just going to put it on and see what we're working with here. I think that looks pretty cute actually. So I'm just going to go like that. Now if you wanted to add something, maybe we add, let's see, 2 bead caps. You could do that. Here I found some little stars. They're kind of like a gunmetal, but whatever. I'm just going to add one on each side of the antler. I'm sure you got some of these rolling around in your studio. Yeah, it looks cute. Boom. So I got one on each side. And what that's doing is, since I'm using a wire and not a leather, it's just kind of plugging up that larger hole. This is completely optional. You do not have to do this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go just back up the other side. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to put on 6. Of the sodalite. And then the white one. And one more of these. And the blue one. and then the rest of the sodalite. Easy peasy. Like I said, if you were using a different color bead, like a different color 8mm bead, maybe you are going to use maybe one of these other colors or whatever colors you get. So it's completely up to you. I'm just going to use these ones as a design element. And then I am going to get myself another bead tube. And I'm going to use this other jump ring. I've got excess wire here, but I prefer to have more to work with than not enough. And honestly, I wasn't sure if I was going to put on those other 10 beads or not, but I don't think I need them. This looks pretty good to me. I'm just going to pull that into place, keeping in mind that when this moves, it's got to have movement. See, it's too tight right now, you can tell. When I go like this, it doesn't easily move. It kind of like scrunches. That's not good. So we got to loosen her up a little bit here by moving this crimp bead down, giving her a little more slack. Not too much though, so it looks like you're missing beads, you know? It's kind of got to be that perfect amount of slack. Should you ever run into a problem in this situation and you need to cover that problem up, you can always do that with bead covers. So no worries. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and crimp this. I just feel like I might have a little bit too much. Give her a little pull. And I'm going to go ahead and crimp this end. The new crimper. And looks good. I'm just going to cut off this tail. And here we go. So, this is what we got. I'm going to zoom you out a little bit. This is going to be the focal piece of our necklace. Now this is going to be a slider necklace, so it is going to be adjustable. So what I'm going to do to make it adjustable is I've got this 4 feet of the deerskin leather. I'm going to line it up at the end. Now let me premise this by saying I am going to do a necklace with 4 tails. If you do not want to do that and you only want to use 2 tails on this necklace, which is totally possible, you're going to want to figure that out before you start cutting. But I'm going to make this in the middle here, and I'm going to cut it so it's even. So I have 2 even pieces of the deerskin. What I'm going to do is I'm going to line them up on the end, and I am just going to do a lark's head knot right here onto this large jump ring. Of course, you're going to want to make sure your jump rings are completely closed all the way. Okay, so let's just double check that by giving those a little tighten. Looks pretty good. That one looks pretty good as well. Okay, then I'm going to do the other side by doing the same thing, lining them up the end. So, I'm going to put this through here. I'm going to try to make sure I got my knots going the same way here. I always do one backwards. Maybe I got to go this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to tighten these leathers up around where the jump ring it splits, right? So I got my lark's head knot. That's where the jump ring splits. I'm going to kind of pull it down on top of that. Same thing on this side. Okay. So here we go with that. Ooh. All right. So, let me zoom you out. Here is what we have so far. Easy peasy, right? Only thing left to do is to put on our slider beads. So if you only had one strand here and one strand here for whatever design reason, you could use one of these glass beads if you needed to, because they will both fit. However, if you have these four like we have, we're going to have to use that silver slider bead because it's got a larger hole for us to put all four pieces of this tail into. So what I suggest you do is you get these together here, and we're gonna cut them at an angle very sharply. So let me show you. So I'm going to kind of thin this out a little on the end of each one. I'm cutting at an angle to get it to go into the leather easier. So now it has a point. And you may have to do a little more trimming on some than on others. Let me see, I lost one. This one? That looks pretty good. Okay. So to make our life easy, what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 strands, okay? Take 3 strands, and we're going to put them together. We're going to kind of squish them a little bit, and then we're going to get our large hole bead, and we're going to bring those through like this. You're going to take your finger like this, okay? And you're going to wrap it around so that you can see inside the hole of this bead. And we are going to attempt to get the 4th one in there. By pulling down on the 3 we have and sliding that 4th one in there. And then when we let go, the leathers are going to expand and they're going to be back to where they need to be. So now what we need to do is we need to make sure these are all kind of straightened out the way we want them. And once we have that going for us, okay, because they might be a little bit tangled up the way that we put them in there. So we just kind of got to make sure we got that all a little bit straightened out. You may have to go down to get them straightened out a little better. Until you get it where you want it. Once you got all this figured out where you want it to go, there's a couple of things you could do. You could tie 1 knot in this end, which is probably what I'm going to do. Or you can make sure that you have these 2 for each side, okay? And you can tie 2 knots. So 1 here and 1 on this side, overhand knots. Completely up to you. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to make sure they're all straight and even, and I'm going to tie 1 knot. I'm going to do an overhand knot. I'm going to bring the bead down, and I'm going to tie an overhand knot, And how I'm going to do that is I'm just going to take these 2 fingers and bring all 4, treating them like they're one string, and bring those through like this. And then I'm just going to scoot all this to the end. Okay. So now right here, you have a slider bead on top of there, so you can size your necklace appropriately. And I'll try it on so you can see it. But right here, you can go ahead and trim this if you want. If you don't care, if you don't want to trim it, you don't have to. I'm just going to give it a little snip. Okay, and then this is our necklace. There she is. This is the design we did. This is what we got. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to try it on for you so you can see how it adjusts. And then we'll move on from there. Alright guys, so here we are. Here is our necklace. Isn't it cute? And we're going to go ahead and try it on. So I'm going to leave it on the longest length first, and I'm just going to slip it over my head. I'm going to try to do one of these numbers so you guys can see here what we got going on. Okay. Super cute. And then if I want to make it shorter, I'll stand back a little. If I want to make it shorter, I'm just going to reach around, grab a hold of that bead, and pull that bead forward. And now I have a short necklace. You see. I could even go further than that if I wanted. So these are great for layering, or if you're gonna, this is not the best shirt, but if you use a bunch of different, necklaces for layering, or, whatever, they're great for those. And then you can wear it long, you can wear it short, whatever you want to do. And in the back, it just has the extra leather. But you're just gonna tuck that in. Nobody's gonna see that. But yeah, so this is the necklace that we just made. I am very happy with it. I have 3 of the beads left, okay, per my design. Yeah. And comes in the little pack like this. The little packs, the embellishment packs, okay, as we just discussed, are going to be $12, if you can even believe it. Smashing deal. Smashing. $12. And then the ones that have carving on them, carving on the horn, those ones are going to be $13. So these are going to be pulled at random. We will separate the just regular from the carved, so you will see that in the listing. But hopefully by the time you guys see this video, these will already be out on the website. Shannon will have them all ready to go and beautiful and packed. And yeah, so I hope you guys are having a wonderful, spectacular day. If you enjoy this type of content, please let a girl know. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure to leave it in the comment and subscribe so you can find me on the internet again. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you the next one.